how do you deal with setbacks and failures in business or life? This person asks.
Well, the answer to this is that I didn't used to deal with them well at all. In some way, I feel in a lot of a way, I feel very grateful for early on in life. I just had a heap of setbacks and failures, like way more than the average person. And I was extremely committed to achieving the success with these things and just continued to fall short, continued to get cut from teams, like, you know, all of the above, right? And so I experienced a lot of failure and setbacks early. And for whatever reason, I kind of, every time that happened, I doubled down and just went even harder, and it didn't really faze me too much. If you go, you know, fast forward a few years down the track, there's obviously other type of failures that aren't like sport. So business stuff or finances or relationships, whatever it may be. But once I stumbled upon a lot of this self-improvement, personal development stuff, I looked back and really asked myself the question, like, all of these worst case scenarios or setbacks and failures that seemed devastating at the time, were they that bad? And then when I look back with perspective, 99% of them were the best things that have happened for me. And that's the switch we need to make. It's like, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And more often than not, it's really hard to see that in the moment. You know, when you're disappointed or when things haven't gone the way you thought they were going to, it feels disappointing. And it's hard to just sit here and go, oh, well, this is great. This is for the best. Like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. But everything does happen for a reason. And when you can make that mental shift in regards to a failure, like I say a lot now, that if I switch out the word failure with attempt, it's like, okay, this business didn't work out. That's attempt number one. It's not a failure. Like, we can take lessons from every failure or setback. And the difference between people who allow a setback or failure to literally determine what happens next, or we allow it to define us, and the people who don't allow that to happen, are the ones who can look at these setbacks and failures and not let it deter their level of motivation or drive to achieve what they set out to achieve. And so I can look at something that doesn't work out and go, okay, what worked well here? Like, what are the good things from this situation, and what can I take away from this that's positive? Okay, what are the things that I could have done better or I could change next time so that this doesn't happen again? And when we think about the law of polarity, the law of polarity states that to every positive, there's a negative. To every up, there's a down. And so even in your moments of your lowest frequency, your biggest disappointments, frustration, sadness, whatever, there's always something in that exact moment that is the exact opposite. The law of polarity states there's always, to every reaction, there's an opposite reaction, or whatever it states, right? Basically meaning that there is a positive in every situation, no matter how hard it is to see in that moment. And so by looking at these failures as attempts, but at the same time, changing your perspective, ask yourself the question, okay, in a week, in a month, in a year, in 10 years, will this matter? And if the answer is no, then it shouldn't matter now.